Hello there.
I'm Robert.
And I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Travis.
And we are late to the party, and it's another episode of
Better late than never. Oh, did I?
No, I was trying to mime you, and then it just came out a little bit. You know, basically.
Well,
I thought she was gonna start pulling
Well,
over.
he did a little bit. You got him instead.
it wasn't my fault.
It was a little string. But how are you guys? Did you enjoy our Halloween edition episodes of Better Late Than Never? That Halloween movie? So good still. I've watched it a couple times so far this month. Past month. Now we're in November. So Travis, what do you have for us for this
I am so lost in what's going on.
month of November?
All right. So we got a few weeks before Thanksgiving, and a theme I've decided to do are Broadway musicals that were based off of a movie.
Okay.
So we'll watch the original trailer to the movie that the musical is based on.
Are you gonna have like that Spider-Man one? That was a Broadway musical.
Maybe you'll have to take a
technically.
look. Maybe.
Based
The
on-
SpongeBob.
Yeah, but technically that was a show that eventually became a movie, so I guess it
It's
works.
still the same.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some facts about the musical itself that was on Broadway.
Okay.
So this very first one, we're going to get into it. Its original Broadway production opened April 19th of 2001. It won 12 out of the 15 Tony nominations.
Oof.
But it's kind of weird because it won the most awards in history, becoming the few musicals to win in every single category.
All right.
And you're saying, Travis, he won 15, or you said he won 12, but how did they win 15? It's because duplicate nominations for like Best Actor.
Okay.
So they won in every single category they did, and very few musicals have done that. Even Hamilton hasn't gotten to this status yet.
What about Matt and Trey?
The Book of Mormon? Yeah, they won a lot of awards too.
He's like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
I'd love to see a movie on that one. But this one also won a Grammy for the Best Musical Show Album.
Okay.
All right, so now let me tell you about the movie it's based upon.
Okay.
So it originally was written to be intended as a play, not an actual movie. But this movie released November 22nd, 1967.
Oh, so it's a little older.
It had a budget of $941,000.
Okay.
But it made $1.6 million at the box office.
All right.
So when this movie came out, nobody wanted to make it because of the nature of the content of this film.
All right.
The title of this film was originally called Springtime for Hitler.
The producer.
It was written and directed by the first-time movie director. He's never directed a single movie before this.
Really?
Mel Brooks, yes.
That was his first?
This was his first movie. Remember, he did television and stuff before.
Of course, but
this was
still.
his first movie.
Interesting.
Mostly because he couldn't decide on who would be better to direct it than him. And he sold it to the producers of the movie saying, I'll be cheap. And so this movie stars Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder.
Yes.
Of course.
And the biggest differences between these films is basically they're different characters, and the overall tone is more lighthearted in the musical.
Okay.
So, without further ado, let's take a look at the trailer to this movie that this musical was based off of. Very 60s.
Look at it.
Look, it's so young. Rest in peace.
It's so simple. Step one, we find the worst play in the world, a surefire flop.
Springtime for Hitler.
Step two, I raise $1 million. I'll have all the ladies in the world.
I love you.
Captain Jack sang that in the remake of the movie.
I love you.
I've seen that clip.
I love you.
Step three, you go back to work on the books. Only lists are backers, one for the government, one for us.
I don't do it.
Step four, we open on Broadway. Step five, we close on Broadway.
Step six, we take $1 million and we fly to Rio de Janeiro.
Does their scheme work? Does this girl know?
Do these boys care? Who is he? Is she a Swedish toy? Or just another pretty body? And what's their story? See the producers, and maybe you'll find out what it's all about. Starring Zero Mostel.
I want that money!
Co-starring Gene Wilder.
My blanket! My blue blanket! Give me back my blue blanket!
And Big Sean as
Classic.
LSD.
And I give a flower to the big fat cock. He thinks
Oh my gosh.
that he beats me up.
Can't say that. So, the producers. Would you see it based upon this trailer?
It's completely randomized.
It is very random, so you don't really know exactly what's going on. The only thing that you really get from it is that they are trying to create some get rich scheme essentially by creating this play. So, I mean, that's the only thing I really got from it. It does have Gene Wilder, and this is kind of like early on because he looks a lot younger in this one. So, I don't know if I would watch it just based off of just this trailer, though.
Well, and
if I didn't know who Gene Wilder is, and I didn't,
Right.
and then of course it was Mel Brooks' first movie, so you didn't have a lot of repertoire from.
There was none of that recognition in
Yeah.
terms of like, we know who Mel Brooks is, so it's a
Right.
Mel Brooks film. However, the trailer is very Mel Brooks style, where he shows you a lot of random stuff, and they kind of like are tempting you to go see it, to say you want to find out what's going on in this movie, you got to go watch the movie, by showing you some crazy outlandish scenes versus giving you the actual story of the movie. Now
Right.
granted, them get rich quick scheme about making a horrible play
Right.
and then walking away with the money, I mean, you don't get any of that here. You just know that these two guys want to make a play and they want to get rich.
He gave you the steps, and in
Yeah.
the musical, there's a
Right.
whole song about it by Nathan Lane, and Matthew Broderick plays Leo.
Right.
The whole basis of this play is they're producers. They make no money. They're horrible. Leo is the accountant. He tells Nathan that there's the money to make this musical. We just can't make any more
I
music.
like how you immediately went to with Nathan Lane
I
and
totally-
Matthew
You mean
Broderick.
Zero?
I totally did. Zero, but I figured everyone would catch up. But the story is, they figured you can make more money by having a play that flopped. What's a better way to have a flop than do a musical about Hitler? They figured everyone's going to hate it, no one's going to want to come see it, so they raised up money from a bunch of old ladies who gave them up to $1 million to produce this play. And so they do it, and everyone's auditioning, and it's just all over the map, crazy about the whole story and everything. So when the musical comes, people are disgusted, they're just walking out, and then even in the trailer, you see the guy one clapping.
And then they're like,
They didn't
"What
understand
are you
it.
doing?"
It wasn't until after like the second act where they're like, okay, it's a satire, this is
Right.
hilarious, and
Yeah.
it becomes a massive hit, and they lose their minds because they don't know what to do now because it was supposed to flop. So they embezzled this money, but now they don't know what to do.
And it's obviously, I mean, it's done so well that it ended up getting a resurgence, ended up getting a remake of not only the play, but the movie itself. I gotta say though, my favorite reference within society and pop culture for the producers is actually from Curb Your Enthusiasm, when Larry David gets hired to be in the new production, the production of the producers with what's his name from Friends, Ross.
David Schwimmer.
Yeah, Schwimmer. I'm not a big Friends fan. David Schwimmer and Larry David essentially are playing the producers, and Mel Brooks is a part of the whole story arc inside Curb Your Enthusiasm too.
Yeah.
And in good Larry David Seinfeld style fashion, like there ends up being a very Mel Brooks touch on that story arc as well, which that is my quintessential favorite portion of the story of the producers in pop culture.
That's my favorite episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
That's funny.
It's definitely it's fun. It's fun. It's a good time, and the music is fun. And man, it did wonders for Broderick on Broadway too.
Oh,
Try saying that
absolutely.
3 times fast. But yeah, you should
Broderick
try it.
Broadway. Broderick Broadway. Broderick. Broderick. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Matthew
see?
Broderick Broadway. There we go.
Final. Which is what they wanted this play to do to get rich, and it ended up becoming a hit.
Wasted.
So
Absolutely. Have you guys seen this movie? Have you seen the musical? Have you seen the remake of the musical? Tell us about it. Would you see it based upon this trailer?
I need to get more acquainted with it, at least the older version versus the newer version, and of course the Curb Your Enthusiasm version. If not, go back and watch it if you haven't seen that Curb Your Enthusiasm.
When I was younger,
arc.
when this movie came out, though, with Nathan Lane
Oh my-
and Matthew Broderick,
1967?
I got no, not that movie. The remake, though, for some reason I got that movie mixed up with the one with the mouse hunt.
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
love Mouse
For
Hunt.
some reason I go
Because Nathan Lane's in it?
Nathan
Yeah.
Lane and Lee Evans.
because Nathan Lane was in both of them, and I remember seeing like stuff about the producers and Mouse Hunt around the same time. So it's like yeah.
Okay, sure.
You know what?
They both have fedoras.
You
Yeah.
just planted the inception seed of Mouse Hunt, Travis. We got to do a trailer reaction to that one. But either way, thank you guys for watching our reaction to the trailer for the original producers. What did you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. You can also like and subscribe.
Do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kicking the party, fill the party, keep the party going at our Patreon. Gets us where we need to go. Or hit up our Spreadshirt shop and check out our merch. We are shameless self-promoting all this. Go find it, man. It's a lot of fun, at least to us, because it helps, put food on the table. Not really. It helps put memory cards in the camera. So thank you guys so much. And as always,
Now it's time to say goodbye.
this party is over.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.